Welcome back. This is your Election Command Center live from TV3 at the Sunway in Kanda. We're also live on 3FM 92.7. For those who missed earlier because of the football match, we're back, and I can announce to you confidently that voting is underway at the Accra Sports Stadium, where the National Democratic Congress, the largest opposition party, is holding its 10th Delegates Congress, where they will elect a new set of leaders to charge forward into 2024 on behalf of the National Democratic Congress. Previously, before we went on that break, and we went on 3news.com and TV3 Ghana on our social media handles, you had heard the fraternal messages and the speeches primarily talking about unity, maturity, also talking about a forward-looking attitude, trying to fix the cracks if there are any, and also coming out stronger and not being acrimonious. Well, what I can also report to you is that while we were away, 3 constituencies got injuncted or have been injuncted, according to the director, the head of legal of the NDC, and also the Electoral Commission rep. I know that Agona East has been injuncted, so they cannot vote in this present election. I know also that Doma Central has been injuncted. They cannot vote in this election. And also Meisha South cannot vote in this election. And an individual in the person of the female organizer or of the Eastern region, that's Sherry Nana Ampim, she has also been injuncted. So 4 separate injunctions have been served on, and those individuals who, no matter where they've traveled from, whether from Doma Central, Agona East, or from Meisha South, cannot vote, and also Sherry Nana Ampim cannot vote. We also do know that the election committee, planning committee, and the Electoral Commission have served notice that people should not take their votes, delegates should not take their phones towards the voting area, and as much as possible they should desist from even receiving calls while they are in queue to do that. Kofi Adams had told them that. We also do know that there are 17 different polling stations in the inner perimeter of the Accra Sports Stadium. And the unique way in which the place has been set up creates space which was ordinarily meant for 45,000 people or more, and now being used by just about 9,000-10,000 people. So there's a lot of space to go around, which is why 17 polling points have been set up for the process to run speedily. Dr. Kweku had given the rules of the game, and so you have the aspirants and their representatives or their agents. The process is moving on smoothly. Roland Walker, Komla Kluche, Evelyn Tengma, Willem Evans Income, all the camera guys, they are getting ready to give you all the fine details. Trust your Election Command Center to bring you everything else. But the question is, who is contesting who in this particular election? We do know that the 2 key talking points have been the national chairmanship and also the general secretaryship. Let's start from the national chairmanship and let's see who the contenders are. 4 gentlemen. Edusei is there, Asedun Ketia is there, Ofosuan Pofo is there, and also Ni Ama Ashite is there. These are the 4 who hope. One of them hopes to be chairman of the National Democratic Congress going into the 2024 elections. Samuel Ofosuan Pofo is the incumbent chairman. Will he retain his seat? Will he not? He was the one who gave the analogy about a snake that you know which will not bite you, and also he made the analogy about a mosquito that you can see, then means that the mosquito cannot bite you. General Sedun Ketia, who walked in right after John Dramani Mahama, former president, and if you like, some say he's the future flag bearer of the NDC, had walked in wearing his batakari with the amulets and a warlike fashion. Well, he had told us earlier that he had aged or advanced in age, and so he's not able to crisscross the country and do all the things that he is known to do as General Secretary. But here he is strutting in strongly. Niama Ashite, we saw him earlier cruising in his vehicle, and he was asked the question as to whether or not he would win, and he says, well, the 2 forerunners, that's Asiedun Ketia and Ofosuan Pofo, have been at each other's throat because, and for the wrong reasons, they are trending because they were fighting. And that the best form of propaganda is to actually what do you call it? Go to the electorates. Not much has been heard about from Edu side though, but these are the 4 gentlemen, one of whom will get to lead the National Democratic Congress by the close of elections. And the elections have just started, so you can imagine it will travel later tonight. Now let's go to the vice chairmanship list and check out who will be our vice chairman. Well, there you have it. There you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 individuals. I see Sherry Aite in there. I see Chairman Azoka in there as well. And you can see a crack team. So the conversation is about who is on the MPP side, who is on the NDC side, and how are they going to face each other literally in the election, because the 2024 election will not be about violence. The 2024 elections will not be about rowdiness. The 2024 elections will not be about indiscipline. It will be about a contest of ideas. And also, giving your people your vision and the message of hope. So these are the contenders for the vice chairmanship position of the NDC. I see only 2 ladies in there. For the chairmanship, there's no lady at all. But for vice chairmanship, you see 2 ladies, 6 gentlemen. Who's it going to be? We'll find out. Let's take a look at the secretary, general secretaryship. Yes. And there are 3 contenders in this particular race. Dr. Peter Boama Otokuno, the youngest kid on the block, he would be the youngest general secretary if he gets elected, and he's hoping to win. The last time I spoke with him, he gave me the indication that the grounds are fertile for him. Of course, all 3 of them have said that the grounds are fertile for them. Elvis Ifriankra comes to the table, a former deputy general secretary himself, presently the director of elections of the NDC. He's served as a minister before, and he comes to the table with a lot of wealth of experience. Fifi Viavikwete, a former member of parliament for Ketu South, the World Bank of the NDC. He also comes to the table as a former deputy finance minister. He was a propaganda secretary now, which is what is communication officer. He spoke fluently and very, eloquently for the NDC ahead of the 2020 election. You remember him for, the addresses that he used to rebut what Dr. Baomi had said. So these are the 3 gentlemen. Now, it's important to recognize who is the general secretary of the largest party who is ruling now, if you will, Justin Kodua Frimpong. Is the general secretary of the party in government. Now, the NDC wants to wrest power from the NPP. A determination of who becomes the general secretary and who gets to lead and administer the party is important at this point. So is it going to be Elvis Ifriankra, Fifi Fiavikwete, or Dr. Peter Boama Otokuno? When we return from the break, we'll get into the other positions, and we'll also get to pick your thoughts and comments on our social media platforms, and you are invited to share them with us. Let's know who you are rooting for and why you are rooting for that individual, and why you think it's important for that individual to be given the opportunity to handle the situation. John Mahama says it is not about who occupies the position, but it's about who takes us to the promised land. We'll see you after the break.
Sorry for the interruption, but due to the acidic content of the atmospheric weather condition in the economy, I have decided metal afemuntin carbohydrate namun for watching metal 1 Ghana cedi for jollof rice, 1 cedi 20 pesos for gobe, 80 pesos for kenke tamai and the other cow. 1 cedi 50 pesos.
You know what? Just get me water.
For sachet water, 30 pesos. For bottled water, 50 pesos. Oh, Moka has a Vodafone cash. I'm the free. I'm free. Metal.
Transfer charges. Bida. Switch to Vodafone Cash today and enjoy 0 charges whenever you send money to all networks. Yes, sending money is free on Vodafone Cash. Only e-levy applies. Dial *110# to send money today. Vodafone.
I remember the days I just couldn't go to the gym because it was that time of the month.
Yas extra long sanitary pad took the worry away. Easy. The new Yas extra long sanitary pad is the joy of every woman. It is extra absorbent and fits perfect. Don't allow anything to hold you back when it's that time.
Wow.
Feel confident, stay fresh.
Hi. Is it supposed to be that time of the month?
Yes.
Yes.
Yas extra long sanitary pad for extra comfort.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Wow, Wohocha, Sisiana, all free salon, air banner, darling or Basima Max, a rain.
Wake up the champion in your child. Give them energy to go further. Let Milo with Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa helps wake up the champion in your child. This advert is FDA approved.
Wait, your tomato mix. What is so one on pass? Say loud, what's tomato flavor no? Tasty Tom tomato mix. Oh fuck kakra. Na ye bebre. Debia koko kama.
Tasty Tom dear. It will surely give you value for money. It is thick and little is enough to get our desired quantity of stew and soup. I can't win me any.
Minya chipa. Presenya eni no ayefefe. Taste no so dear. On point. Flavor near.
And it doesn't color your meat or chicken.
Tasty Tom tomato mix. Me handwriting and sada. It's customers bar never.
I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Me top papano at once. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This advert is FDA approved.
So we're trying to identify them and to also see their strengths, do a SWOT analysis on them. But that decision is for the electorate or the delegates to decide and make a choice as to who gets to lead. That's not for us to lead. We don't have votes as far as the NDC's elections are concerned. But we do know that we signed on to give you extensive coverage, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's move on to the next set of contestants and also identify them, and also if you like, expose them to the viewing public and see who is vying for what. Maybe we'll have to go back and take a look at the Nyama Ashite video, for example. He was in a vehicle. He spoke to one of our guys out there, Roland Walker, Komla Kluche, Evelyn Timma, Judith Awachitando spoke with us. The elections, as I told you earlier, are ongoing as we speak at the Accra Sports Stadium, where the who gets to lead the National Democratic Congress, and they are eager for power. Say so that would be Sammy James' feat. But the organizer race is this. And we showed you the vice chairmanship race already. Let's take some of the earlier SOTs which we showed. Well, that's Nneɛma Ahyetey. Nneɛma Ahyetey wants to be chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Listen.
People are talking about Asidu and Ampopo. They are in the media for wrong reasons. They are fighting. I am not fighting, so the fact that they are all over social media doesn't mean that they are winning. And I'm saying that they are in the social media for wrong reasons because they are in the fight.
So what exactly have you done that you are too sure that you are winning?
I have gone around to talk to delegates. Social media is good, but the best propaganda is to sit face to face. And I mean, that's the best propaganda, that you meet people face to face and talk to them and let them know what you stand for. And that people are bought in my agenda, and all the opinion polls that have been made so far point in my direction.
So by close of day, we will have Nneɛma Ahyetey as the chairman.
The national chairman.
That's Nneɛma Ahyetey. He wants to be national chairman. He's been a former member of parliament for the Klotikole constituency. He's been very instrumental, and he comes to the table with a lot of experience. But will the electorates listen to him? Will the electorates give him their vote? He says Asidu Nketia and also some of are in the media for the wrong reasons. But here's Mr. Akoto. I told you earlier, vice chairman aspirant who came on a horse. Watch.
Congress has long started. Are you now coming?
Yes. I was with the delegates. I was with the kingmakers. I was conducting some kind of conversation with them. And they have assured me that if we want a total transformation for the NDC come the 2024 elections, Henry Osiakoto is going to be the unifier in the Ashanti region.
So why did you decide to come with a horse?
It's a form of transportation. A lot of people are coming here with, cars, and I decided to come with a horse. It's one form of transportation.
So you are hopeful that you will carry the day at the end of it?
Of course, inshallah. I know the delegate will speak, and the best person I know to lead the NDC organizational front is Henry Osiakutu.
Well, that's him. He says a horse is his form of transportation, whether or not